Welcome back. I'm Crispy, and I'm going to give you some hot takes today. Glad you could join me. Here's the hot take, really. I think that the way you teach new people how to play a role-playing game reveals a lot about what you think the game is actually about. And here's the controversial piece of that. I think new people to the hobby are often taught incorrectly. I think that you and I and others have been guilty of perpetuating bad ideas, bad things for new players. You teach them the wrong way. And I've done it, you've done it, we've all done it. My position, for which I am deservedly ridiculed, is that a role-playing game is about roleplay. Oh, but Crispy, there's other things it's about. Yeah, that's true. There are other components. There's rules, there's dice, there's the social interactions, there's the table conventions, there's who's going to, pay for this or who's bringing the pizza that night, whatever. There's all sorts of things about it. But at its core, it's about roleplay. And what does that mean? And what is that going to look like? So here we have tonight a treat for you, because we are going to be looking at a sponsored video. A sponsored video. Can you imagine? Can you imagine the world's most popular fantasy role-playing game gives you money, cold hard cash, to teach new people how to play the game. And you took their money, you cashed that check, and how are you going to now teach new people? This is how you play D&D. Well, let's find out. Let's find out. This is Extra History, huge channel, over 4.25 million subscribers. A lot of people watch this game, so we're going to skip right to part 2. These are not all new players. It's a bit of overselling it here, but there are some new players here, and they're learning the game for the first time. And let's see what a sponsored "this is how you play the game" looks like. And to be fair, I haven't watched all of this yet. I just kind of got up to the point where, like, okay, something's going to happen here. Let's see how they handle this. And join me. Get your hot drink ready. Got mine. Spice Dragon, this one's called. Yeah, these tea names. It's becoming like it's like going to Benjamin Moore and looking at paint swatches. Who's naming this stuff? Anyway, it's good. Tastes good. A little bit of jazz in the background. We're going to cut that off now, and we're going to switch over here. Okay. Let me just go around. We're going to make the, as we normally do, we're going to go around and introduce everybody. So who do we have? Well, let's go through. We have here, you can see my cursor. It's really small, but there it is. That's Jeff, an experienced dungeon master. Hi, Jeff. And down here with the purple hair and the ear attachment thing that she's wearing, very interesting. That's Kat, and it says her name, or at least what she wants us to call her, Kat. And then next to Kat in the sunglasses is the experienced player of the group. And you know what? Experienced player of the group. I'm probably going to have a lot to say about what you're doing this game. This is Matt, and next to Matt in the red face, I guess that's okay. Red face is okay. Make some notes on that. He goes by his initials, SVP. And next to him, in the little horns, with the glasses, her name is Cake Jumper, is what she goes by. I think she's a food tuber. I'm going to call you Cake, okay? As much as I can remember to do that. And this is their experience playing Dragons of Stormwreck Isle. Exciting. Let's hit play. Let's see what happens.
Hell Town by rolling the second 6, which is not something I expected to actually happen.
Great. Can't wait. Oh, good. I'm doing
right.
wow.
I'm at 10.
Okay.
We're rolling initiative. New players, you got to understand, there's this thing we do in D&D called roll initiative. Indicates that there's going to be some action ahead. Going to determine your play order. Supposedly that there's going to be turns in this game, which means it's your turn. You say what you're doing, you as your character. Let's see how it goes.
Okay, so let's see here.
Fitz.
Thank you, Fitzy. Thank you, Fitzy. Thank you for your gift.
10. Fitzy, what did you roll?
20.
Wow, nice. Varnon, what did you roll?
That would be a 2.
And Blavin, what did you roll?
12.
12.
I don't understand this. You have the Roll20 thing going on with the occluders of sight for the building. I'm not familiar with Roll20. The VTT that I used in the past was Fantasy Grounds. The advantage of Fantasy Grounds as a virtual tabletop is that the initiative tracker, once you hit it does it all for you. I don't understand why we have to go through and ask again. Does that not happen in Roll20? I don't know. It's not a criticism. I'm just asking the question. I don't know. Never used Roll20. Only used Fantasy Grounds because evidently I hate myself and I hate money, and so I just gave them too much money to use their product. But the advantage of Fantasy Grounds is that it is largely automated. So if you have to use a VTT, which, spoiler alert, new people to the hobby, you don't have to use a VTT ever, not even once. You don't have to. It's not required, not even a little bit. But if you are going to use one, I mean, it just seems like, shouldn't it automate more things? And then you get into the question of, well, if it's automating so many things, then what is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? Should you just do minimalist? Some people really like, I know, Owl Bear or something. I think it's Owl Bear or Foundry or something that's a little more bare bones, perhaps. Or anyway, to me, the reason I'm not pro VTT is that I'm pro role play. I want you to be in character as much as possible because I think that's what the game's about.
Yep, add turn. 12. There we go. And let us see what Leys has rolled. Leys has also rolled a 12.
Now, if these cockatrices can just roll a 1, I think we'll be fine.
And let's see what the cockatrices roll. Ooh.
That sounds good.
Braylon, again, just so you know, you are very much in tune with the land. These are not gentle beasts or even things like lions that prey on others. These are actual monstrosities or abominations.
I understand.
But
I'm putting the tree hugging on pause.
and with a single-minded determination, they seem hell-bent on swarming the party. Fitzy, you're up first with a 20 against the Hell Chickens.
So, let's see.
I can honestly say, of all the combats I expected to run, this was not the one I was
That's
expecting
amazing.
to run.
And
right
that
now.
is why I love Dungeons and Dragons.
Absolutely.
He said before he got turned to stone.
I think an Eldritch Blast is probably in order, you know? I mean...
The attack
feel
du
like
jour.
it's doing its
Matt,
work.
shut up.
We're away from the water, so it should do better. Okay?
That's right. That's right.
Of course.
Sure, let's go with that.
Yeah, I got 3.
Whose turn is it? Okay, right away, I'm triggered. New people to the hobby. Here's something from your friendly table runner, Crispy. When it's your turn, go ahead, go ham. When it's not your turn, shut up. Okay, when it's not your turn, it will be your turn. It could be your turn very quickly if everyone else respects that simple rule. It's not even a rule. It's just table manners. You're teaching new people to play, and the first thing you're doing, Matt, as the experienced player in the table, is you're talking through everyone else's turn. That's a paddling.
100 feet, so like from here, right?
You have, each of these being 5 feet, you are easily within range of any of these, and I've helpfully numbered them 1 through 4. So
Thank
if
you.
you're going
Okay,
to aim an Eldritch Blast, which Hell Chicken would you like to aim at?
I would like to aim at number 4 as long as I don't hit anybody. But if I don't hit anybody, like if I need to aim at 3, I will.
You also can move a little bit too.
Matt, you and I are going to have issues. But here's the issue here, Kat. Kat, try to, as much as possible, and I know this is more aspirational than, because what I'm suggesting is that to really get into the game, try to get into that character layer and stay in the character layer. Does your character, I don't know what you're playing, an elf something or other, warlock, obviously, Eldritch Blast gave it away. So your warlock sees the world as if the world is real. So does the warlock see Hell Chicken number 4, or does the warlock point and say something to whatever that is? But I point my hand towards the one nearest the building right here. Okay, is it number 4? Do they have little floating numbers over? Try as much as possible to imagine the fictional world as if you're seeing through the character's eyes. And then it's less of, otherwise you're just playing a board game. And it's not, it has elements of a board game, but it's a role-playing game.
Mm-hmm.
You have 30 feet of movement. You could back up even more if you want.
You could, yeah. Thanks, Matt. Thanks, that's very helpful. It's good
That
that
may be
it's your
good.
turn.
Yeah. I'm actually
I'll
a fan
move.
of you hitting the one closest to me. Yeah.
Not your turn either.
Yeah. I'll move. I'll move over here. This should be a good angle. I could probably get through here, hit or
Okay.
that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good job. Good job. You said, I move here. Excellent. What I like about that, Cat. It's first person. You're saying, I move here. You're not waiting for Jeff to move you.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay, we're
Yeah.
gonna aim at number 4.
It's like Family Feud. Good answer.
Yeah. Yay!
Yeah, that's exactly what it's like. SVP. It's exactly like that. It's Family Feud. Good answer. Good answer. Oh, hey, a little bit of trivia for those that have made it this far. I had the surreal experience of seeing my family, my extended family. It wasn't me. My extended family was on Family Feud. It was the most surreal thing ever. And what was so funny to me is I know these people. These are my family, and they did the whole thing. Good answer. Good answer. They did all of that. It's like they're coached to do that. And I'm like, you wouldn't do that in real. I know you people. Why are you behaving this way? Just for the camera, I guess. Maybe that applies here too.
15.
Can you describe what you do as your bolt streaks out from your hand and hits the...
Thanks, Jeff. Yeah. So thanks. You as new people, again, we're teaching you how to play the game. You're new to it. Kat's brand new. And we're going to say, look, Kat, you are going to pretend like this fictional world is real. You're experiencing it through your character, a gnome warlock. And you're going to describe what everyone else sees you doing as the gnome warlock. So when you do your abilities, you're going to describe just what it looks, just on the outside. Just tell us what it looks like on the outside. Stretch my hand forward. Magical blast, an eldritch blast from my fingertips. I sold my soul for this ability. So you describe what it is. Blast hits out. That's great. You should do that. That's good. I'm glad Jeff mentioned that. Thanks, Jeff.
I'm rolling up my sleeves this time. Hold on.
That's right. You have to get
Get
casual
the
with
sleeves
it.
up. With this.
God bless you.
It comes out of my fingertips toward the chicken. Does it hit it?
Oh, you absolutely hit with a 15. Yeah.
Okay.
Hey.
Yes.
Sorry. Describe what you do as you hit the chicken. So it comes out
Finally.
and roll some damage.
Stranger.
And we'll do some damage.
I'm rooting for the chickens.
13.
Wow. It slams into the hell chicken, knocking it briefly off stride. But for something that small, this is amazingly robust. The chicken continues forward despite that powerful blow that you just hit it with. What, by the way, you picked up the extra damage. What was the other thing you picked up on your blast?
How far? The 300
Oh, that's
feet.
right, the distance. Okay. So, would you like to do a bonus action or anything else, or are you good?
I'm good.
Okay. Other thing too for new people, in this game that you've likely picked up, which is probably 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons, though people are trying new things, I think it's good to try new things. Don't get pigeonholed into just one system. Try other things. You might find, broaden the horizon. You will have some kind of action. You do this on your turn. You should learn as a new person, new participant in the hobby. It is your responsibility to determine what you do on your turn. Do not use your dungeon master as a crutch to remind you, what can I do? You need to prepare enough that you understand what it is you have to do or what you can do. What is the easiest way I describe this is think in time, in the real time. We're in initiative, we're in combat, we're talking about time in 6-second intervals. As much as possible, try to remember I'm using 6-second intervals. What can my character do in 6 seconds? And each character will have their action, their move, and a bonus action. But don't rely on Jeff or your dungeon master. Don't rely on your dungeon master to remind you of what you can do. That's your responsibility. He or she, as the case may be, is going to be, they're going to have their hands full role playing everything else in the world. They should not be expected to role play you, to run your character. You have responsibility and agency on how that character is. So what that character does when it's their turn. And in this particular example, some other people seem to have all sorts of things to say on your turn, which, again, bad form. Don't do that.
Okay. Vlodvin, it is your turn.
It is. Alright, so now that I've leveled up, I'm just taking a quick look at the character sheet. So under bonus actions are both of the spells I took. So
Okay.
maybe I am able to do that in addition to hitting them.
Correct.
Cool, okay. I just need to double check.
I'm excited to know what spells you took.
Oh, me too. I forgot. All right, so I actually don't know if either of them are good to me now, so I'm going to hold on to them for a minute. They might come in handy in a minute. I'm not going to get very close to them because I don't want to get turned to stone. I don't want to get pecked. So my first attack at them is I'm going to go, because there's some damage on it already, I think I'm going to try...
Okay. If you're role-playing your character, Cake, and your character is indecisive, then just describe the indecisive action. You do not. So many people get in, new and old alike, in the hobby, get into this on their turn. They just spout this internal monologue. I prefer that just stays internal, that you don't externalize that at all, other than what is obvious to the others that would be looking on you in the world. What I mean by that is, if he's hesitant, this or she or whatever you're playing, this tiefling ranger, 2 tieflings in the party. All right, but the tiefling ranger, if the tiefling ranger is worried about getting too close and takes a step back, or you just communicate that through the visible, what is apparently obvious from an external observer, what you're doing. You don't have to give us the internal monologue. The only way I think is appropriate to give an internal monologue is through saying it to something. I don't want to get too close. So I say, I don't want to get too close. Rather than I'm thinking this, I don't think I'm going to do that right now. I think I'm not going to do this. Don't fill the time for your 6-second turn telling us all about the things you're not going to do.
I think I have the range to hit number 4 with my longbow.
Yeah. Your longbow
Okay,
absolutely has the range.
I'm just gonna get a good old I really stretch it out, and I can do that like that. It doesn't matter if it's anyone in the way. It just goes. Okay, cool. I'm going to roll 15. No, 17.
There it is.
You absolutely
Very
hit. So you put an arrow into the charging hell chicken. How much damage do you do?
All right, I do 1 damage.
The chicken looks somewhat nonplussed and continues forward. Would you like to do one of your bonus action spells, or are you good?
I actually can't do either of my bonus action spells because they
Okay.
are, yeah, they're either melee or for being close up. So I'm gonna hold on to them.
Cool.
Gotcha. It is now Laylee's turn. Laylee seems absolutely terrified of these.
Oh.
But stealing her nerve, 2, 3, 4, 5, runs forward as far as her little legs will take her, grabs out of her backpack something that, honest to God, looks like a wasp's nest, shakes it, and hucks it at the nearest chicken.
Wow.
Go, Lele!
And rolls. Man, her rolls have been on point. Let's see. How far can this go?
Laylee's being MVP here. Laylee's just
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it does not go as far as she was. It runs out of range and lands right around here.
Wow.
what's the
Oh,
range of
no.
that swarm? Does it an area
Yeah.
effect?
Yeah, or actually, hold on. She had one more square of movement, so that gets it. Basically, lands here, and a swarm bursts out, circling everything nearby, and there is a swarm of wasps right there, right now, that looks amazingly angry. It does not seem to be moving anywhere, and on the Hell Chicken's turn, might do something to it or anything else that moves through it. But it also looks like the wasps pouring out may dissipate in a short amount of time.
Sure.
And that is Laylee's turn. That brings us to the Hell Chickens.
Boo. Boo, hell chickens. I want everyone at home watching just boo at your computer monitor. Boo.
How far can cockatrices move?
Boo.
Not far.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
They only
They
have a
got
walking
tiny
speed of
toes up.
20, but they have a flying speed of 40.
Oh, God.
And as they launch into the
Oh!
air, you see Braylon surrounded by a swarm of hell chickens who
no.
come
Oh,
sailing in
no.
at him.
Question. Did
Yes.
one of them run through the wasps or fly through the wasps?
Oh, thank you.
Oh.
I've already forgot the wasp I had there.
I did not.
2 and 4 both fly through the wasps. Let me take a quick look at what the wasps do here. Wow. You see both chickens as they run through get somewhat shredded by a cloud of stinging wasps.
You'll love to see it. What they're doing is tenderizing the meat. I will make a mean fried cockatrice wings.
It adds flavor.
Yes. Pain usually does.
Yeah.
So 2 and 4.
Cockatrice and rice.
Yes.
And these birds really do seem just hell-bent on getting to the nearest big moving thing and pecking it. Like, they are probably not much smarter, if at all, than an angry chicken. Despite being able to do bad things when they peck people. SVP, what is your armor class?
Oh, jeez. 14.
4 hell chickens swoop in to peck you with their beaks. And
Come on.
we have a 13.
Thank God.
We have a dirty 20. So one of them you brush aside with your shield. The other pecks you with its...
Jeff. Here, okay, new people. Be careful that what are you expecting the game master to, or the dungeon master in this case, what are you expecting the dungeon master to do? Does the dungeon master tell a story about your character on your turn? Can you do that? Who describes the story? Who describes the failures? Who describes the successes? I would prefer, Jeff, that, look, just say if it hits 4 pecks, roll all 4 at the same time, 2 hit. SVP, to you, 2 hits. This much damage. Describe what that is. But without saying describe what that is, like just, and then SVP, you jump in, at that point, it's still your turn. not your turn. Excuse me. It's not your turn. It's the dungeon master's turn. So he's hitting you, or these chickens are hitting you. You describe then how that affects you. You see what I mean? See where I'm going with this? Is I always want players to attempt to be thinking as if they are the character, and the character is there, and the world is real at this moment in time, and you're describing what your character does. You just got hit. What does your character do? Real quick. What does he do?
Beak. We have an 8, and we have a mod.
Who raises the shield, in other words? Does Jeff raise the shield? SVP is carrying the shield.
521. So you brush 2 of them aside. 2 of them each peck you. You take 2 damage, and you take 2 damage again. You take a total of 4 damage, but I'm going to need you to make 2 Constitution saving throws. So if you look at your saving throws that we saw before,
Right.
if you click on the Constitution number, this is you trying to resist the effects of the Hell Chicken turning you into stone.
So, Jeff, what I would suggest there is I would try to move that in more into a role play. Poison from their beaks enters your bloodstream. And then what? Describe it. Coldness spreads from the wound. The muscles seize. Roll Constitution. Roll the saving throw. Roll Fortitude save. And then you roll it. And then SVP, you describe. Is it because Jeff will tell you a success or failure, and then you decide. You describe what that does.
Copy that. So here's 1. It's a 2.
With a natural 1, that one doesn't do well. How about the other one? Looking over at the rolls. 21.
21.
So one of them, you shrug off the effect completely. The other, your limbs start to feel heavy, but you are not yet having anything, and you basically have slowed down, but you are still moving. The effect has not yet taken a hold of you, and you think you're still going to get a chance to fight it off.
Right.
So you are not yet petrified, but you are definitely feeling something. And
I'm in trouble.
You are currently restrained. Your movement is dropped to 0, so you can't move. And attacks against you have advantage, and you have disadvantage against attacking physically against other creatures.
Okay.
Your druid is in trouble up there, and with that, Braylon, it is your turn.
No. Oh, yeah.
I think.
Got to do.
Well,
do you have anything
let
that's
me
area
ask.
Matt, shut up. It's Braylon's turn. You'll get your turn eventually.
effect?
If I go to my Direwolf situation.
Yeah.
Okay. New people to the hobby. Don't start your turns with hypotheticals. If I do this, then what? No. That's just test driving a turn. You don't get to test drive just because. And the reason here's why you don't get you don't get to test drive your turn. You don't get to test drive your turn because you're trying to pretend you're suspending disbelief. You're pretending that the world is real. In the real world, you don't get the luxury of doing that. In the real world, you wouldn't have the luxury of saying, I'm not even sure who you'd say this to. The sky, the angel on your shoulder, or the devil on the other one. If I do this, what will happen? There's only one way to find out. If you're unsure, just in the real world, you would say, well, I'm not sure. I look around trying to judge the distance. Not sure if I can make that. You don't, if I do this, what will happen? No, you're not. New people to the hobby. You are not able to run hypotheticals, and those of you that are, and the other thing that's happening here, which just drives me absolutely crazy. This happens so often. It is not long-term helpful to teach new players that you, an experienced player, are there to help them do what they need to do on their turn. That's not helpful. Oh yeah, but Crispy, you're going to tell me. Crispy, he's playing whatever. He's playing Druid. And it's a complicated class, and he's new, and he doesn't know all of his abilities. And I'm just here to remind him, okay, the way that I would suggest you do that, if that is indeed what you're trying to do, is that in character, you would yell something out. In character, to him, in character. Very quickly. And I prefer not to do this because then you're violating turn order. If he's not sure what to do, then just roleplay you're not sure what to do. Oh, but what happens if the character dies? Then that's okay. It's fine. There's no limit to characters you can make, right? New people to the hobby. Your character dying in the world is not the end of the world. It'll continue. You can make a new character. And we'll be happy to have you make a new character. Ah, but Matt's going to help. Don't you have this on your character sheet? No, I'm against it. I know that maybe flies in the face of your practice and what we've done, what I've done in the past even, but no, I don't think it's long-term helpful. Because what kind of behavior are you going to get if you do that consistently? Here's what you're going to get. You're going to get turn by committee. That player is going to learn that on their turn, if they're not sure what to do, then I'll just ask the other people at the table, what can I do? That becomes an out-of-character discussion. Well, I don't know. What's on your character sheet? Let's take a look at it. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's learning a bad habit.
Do I snap out of this?
You don't know. But it would be an excellent thing to try.
All right. Well, okay. How do I? There's no button here, so.
Kudos to you, Jeff. You didn't entertain the hypothetical. You just said you have to try.
Let's see.
Just tell you?
So yeah, you tell me that you are transforming into the Direwolf.
That's what I'm going to do.
Give me a second here, because we just did this. I need to...
Grab that token. Grab that token.
Token.
I didn't know he could do this.
I don't think he knew either, but we're going to put you... We're going to put the Direwolf token right on top of you. Let's see, is that visible to everybody?
Not yet, no. Well, not on stream anyway. It's underneath on stream.
Oh, let me move this to the front. How about there?
Not yet.
This is why I hate VTTs, folks. Ugh.
For some reason, I'm looking just at the stream. It's funny, on my home monitor,
I can see it fine.
it works fine.
I can see
Yeah.
It just slides under, yeah.
Weird.
So it's not showing up on stream?
It slides under Braylon's token on stream, but for the rest of us, we can see it go over his token.
Well, tell you what, I'm going to do this.
Yeah,
Oof.
that's probably for the best.
There we go.
And there we go. Braylon, in a burst of sinew and muscle and fur, you disappear from your normal tiefling form and try out your new wild shape ability.
Players, you should be describing that. It's your character. You're transforming into a dire wolf. You should describe that. It's cool. It's really cool. Not that Jeff's doing a bad job at it. I'm not saying that, Jeff. I just think that the player should do this. It's your character, after all. You should describe how it looks like when you transform.
As a dire wolf, you are strong and fast, and you're feeling actually pretty decent right now. You also, if you would so like, because your particular druid specialty lets you do this as a bonus action as opposed to your action, you can still make a full attack if you want with your direwolf form.
Well, Oh, oh, oh. Somebody
Table
call,
turn.
somebody call Colonel Sanders, baby.
Dun, 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 dun.
What?
So direwolves basically get a single attack. So if you can roll a d20 and add 5, that's you attempting to do your mighty direwolf bite.
I hear a direwolf in the background.
Yeah, my own person.
Why is it that the experienced player at this table is the most disruptive? Are you guilty of that? When you've introduced someone new to the hobby, just because you're excited to have a new friend in the hobby? I mean, I get excited too, obviously. And when I get excited, it's hard for me. And I post my games. Crazy, isn't it? I give advice and I actually show myself playing the game. It's crazy. And so you can see me, warts and all, and I make mistakes. And one of the mistakes I'm famous for is I get really excited at certain points, and I'll interrupt someone. So guilty. I know I do this. I did that in the last game, our final Daggerheart game. Oh, I was just so excited, and right at the end, I felt bad because the player I interrupted he had in every session said, "Guys, can you stop interrupting my turns?" You know what? Fair. I'm going to stop interrupting your turn. That's bad. It's bad manners. And I interrupted his turn. It was our last session. I immediately broke character. And it's like, oh, I'm sorry. That was, please. Anyway, I'm just saying we all do this, but come on. It's not your turn. Matt, eventually we'll get to your turn. I'm sure it'll be excellent. And here's the other irony. You experienced players out there in the table with some new people. When it comes to your turn, boy, you're gonna countenance no interruptions, I bet, right?
All right, here goes nothing.
Sorry, this isn't built in, so it's a little hard. Let's see.
Oh, do I have to hit this twice?
Don't use the VTT,
There should
people.
just be
You
a
don't
roll
need it.
option.
You know, the bottom corner one where you pick the dice.
Yeah, no, it popped up, and then it says to everyone roll.
Or actually, the other one
click
is
to everyone roll.
Hit that?
Yep.
Yep.
There it is. 17.
You hit with a solid snap, and would you like to roll the dice for damage, which would be 2d6, or would you like me to do so?
You do it.
Okay.
Please.
Do it.
I mean,
Garrett.
you snap in. Oh, which chicken were you attacking?
Thank goodness that Matt's there as an experienced player to insert all the pop culture references, because that also is an integral part of the hobby. No, not roleplay. No. It's just how well you can input movie dialogue lines, pop culture references. Oh, if you're really advanced, you'll also do things like current events. I mean, that's like really advanced play. Memes, great. Bring out your phones, show your meme. You're the experienced player, Matt. Honestly, why are you doing this? This is...
Let's see, who's closest?
The one
4
that
is the one
poisoned
that's
you.
the most wounded.
Yeah, let's at least just see if I can finish all 4.
You sink your fangs into 4 for a mighty 9 points of biting damage. And while normally you might have knocked it prone, you have bitten it so hard you snap through its neck, and with a crunch, the chicken falls over limp to the ground.
God.
SVP, what you just did was totally what I was picturing. It's that dog mentality of just like the whipping their head back and forth.
And you do. You give it that
Finger
good whip and you
licking
crack the neck.
good.
Okay, best practice here. Again, this is for new people. The best practice is you imagining yourself as that character, which is now a dire wolf. You describe that. The wolf jaws snap on its neck after Jeff says, yeah, killing blow or whatever. And then you ragdoll it. I swing it violently back and forth, snapping spine. And then as Matt was saying, oh, I pictured it this way. That's great. Well, I mean, you describing what it looks like in the world will allow everyone to picture it that way. And then that's that magic of the shared imagined space. And it really is an excellent... I would say one of my favorite, if not my favorite thing about a role-playing game is this fictional world that emerges, the story that we have afterwards, that though it was all pretend, it was all in our imaginations, there's some commonality between that. Even though maybe we imagine it slightly different, there's enough commonality that we can come away with that saying, yeah, that's how I pictured it too. Or isn't that cool that we all had this experience together? It's really an interesting thing that we can do with this role-playing game. It does depend a lot on you as the player getting into that character and role-playing that out. Yes, even in combat.
I could cook. You know what? Just go for it.
And Braylon, you will need to make another Constitution saving throw because it is now your turn. But because you're in the form of the Direwolf, you actually get to use its Constitution bonus as opposed to yours.
Oh.
So if you can make another con save, and I will adjust the roll based on what you roll because of the Direwolf's form.
Okay, here we go. So 13.
You feel 13 plus
That's
the bonus.
what I got. Plus the bonus.
You feel fine. In this new form, you feel like you have shrugged off the effect of the chicken or the petrification, and your body has fought it off. You're back in prime fighting condition again.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is...
That's right!
Failing 2 saves on these hell chickens is pretty bad, but you have shrugged it off like a champ. And Varnin, it is now your turn.
Good, you've put it down to a number I can handle. Varnin takes out his pouch of basically these just different little vials of spices, and he cracks one open, and he breathes it in. He just... and a breath comes out from him, swarming around the hell chickens, and I am casting Bane on all 3 of them.
Oh, nice.
I will describe what Bane does. You merely adopted the dog. Up to 3 creatures of your choice within range must make charisma saving throws. When the target fails this saving throw, if the target fails this saving throw, make an attack roll or a saving throw before the spell ends. The target...
Okay, new people. It's not expected, even though this is the experienced player and he's doing all the experienced player things. He got the Batman movie reference in. There he is. He was able to show he's wearing colored contacts. I mean, there's really... You don't have to cosplay. I mean, if you want to cosplay, go ahead, float your boat, but you don't have to dress up for a game. It's not required. What's required is your imagination. Everything else is just superfluous. It's all props. If it helps you, if you have a prop that helps you get into character, okay, fine. I'm not against it, per se. But I also think that it can be a bit of a distraction. It is not expected, new players, it's not expected that you just read the manual at the table. It is expected that you understand what it is your character can do. That does require a little bit of preparation on your part. You will be required to know what the spell is that you're doing. What is the effect? You will be required to make some notes or write it down, or on the back of your character sheet or something. Just write it out. So if you need a reminder, ideally you're playing a game where you don't have to refresh your memory, read 2 paragraphs of text to figure out what it is that it does. Not a big fan of that. So yeah, again, our experienced player kind of letting us down.
It must roll. Oh yeah, basically, if they fail it, every time they roll for something, they have to take a D4 and minus it.
D4
their
penalty.
Yeah.
So I just rolled. They have a -3 to their charisma saving throw because they are chickens,
They're not likable.
and all of them rolled under a 10,
Love
which
it.
all 3, the spices surround them, soak into them, and the chickens seem mightily distracted,
Spicy.
kind of itching their feathers at this, and
They're almost ready.
and with that, Fitzy, it's your turn again.
Okay. So I was thinking, since they're just mindlessly going after things, I could use a minor illusion, and maybe that would distract them. Okay.
Sounds good.
All right.
All right. Let's see here.
So new player, this is Kat, new player. On your turn, you don't have to run your proposed action by the other players. You just do it. And this is a table preference thing, but as I had mentioned earlier, you don't really need to on your turn talk about the internal monologue of why, the justification for your action. Just take the action.
Let me make sure I'm in range.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm a direwolf. I can't talk.
Yes, but you can howl.
I need to move up some.
Plus your
Okay.
mouth is full.
Here we go. All right. So 1, 2.
So
You said it
number
was
2
30,
is,
right? Or I'm sorry. You said it was 5 feet for each square. Okay. So right here, I'm going to put a minor illusion down.
Okay. What are you forming with your magic? What does it look like?
Oh, sorry. Real quick, I would have had to move.
Why am I so disappointed with the experienced player? I'll tell you why. My expectation is that you're good at this. Because you've been doing this, you've been playing at the beginning of this video, they say, we've been playing D&D a lot. I've been doing this for many years. Why are you teaching new people to play like this, Matt?
Move up 1 space to hit that range, so I just did that.
What would I know what a cockatrice absolutely hates, would attack? Would I know that?
Make me a nature or a survival roll to get an idea of that.
Okay, the way to do this in character, instead of just asking the dungeon master the question, Kat, what I would suggest you do is you say, I think back to all the time, I think back to my experience in nature, trying to remember what it is that cockatrices hate. And then Jeff can say, roll nature check or whatever. But try to put it, instead of just asking a question directly to the game master or the dungeon master. I mean, the terms are, for new people, the terms are synonymous. Frame it from the character's perspective. I think back to what I know about these creatures and what they fear. And then he'll call for the roll. Or not. He might just say, they hate fire. He'll just say that. Because that's you remembering, your character remembering. The chickens hate fire. So then, I form an illusion of fire right behind them. Or something. Whatever you do. But try to avoid, new people to the hobby, try to avoid direct questions to the game master that aren't formed from the perspective of the character in the world. And the reason why is because you don't want to turn your game into all these, it's your turn and all your turn consists of is asking your friend who's the dungeon master, what is this? What are the hinges like? And what is it? And it's just this, these out of character questions all the time. I'm trying to get better resolution. Instead, just shift it slightly. Shift it so that it's your character having an action, including when your character is trying to remember something that the character would know that the player doesn't know. So you don't know this as Kat, but Fitzy Dazzleshanks can tell a lot about the tone of a game by the names of the characters. But okay, so Fitzy Dazzleshanks might know what a cockatrice fears. So you want to tap into that. So the way to do that, as I described earlier, Kat, and new players out there, is you say it that way. You say it, I think back to what I know about these creatures and what they fear. And then I roll the dice and see what happens. And then Jeff can step in and say, they hate whatever, or they're terrified of this, or their natural predators are.
That was a nat 20.
You studied cockatrices in college.
You did.
That was my specialty. I know all about these birds.
Damn.
Cockatrices, they're a hybrid of a bird, a lizard, a bat. They have a diet that mostly is berries, nuts, and flowers, but they are basically amazingly territorial, and in the threat of anything, or anything they perceive as a threat, they just go into a squawking mad frenzy and try and peck it. And usually, you know, that once they've turned something to stone, they will actually retreat, let everything else go, and then come back later to nibble down the stone of the thing they just did. But they're not actually interested in eating most things. They eat usually little tiny things. So you think this is some sort of mad, stupid defense mechanism that they have, and they're very unused to this. You know this from your Nat 20. Things that don't turn into stone, they have no idea what to do with. So they are probably both confused doubly by Braylon, who was a humanish thing, turned into a big wolf thing, and has not turned into stone when all of them pecked it. There is nothing that negative or that naturally scares cockatrices. They're honestly just too stupid.
Nice.
But there are things that they like to eat.
Yeah.
The problem is they are in such a frenzy that you don't think anything you put down there would likely be a distraction. So before you even cast the spell, this is what you know from your Nat 20 on the roll.
Okay. So it may not even work just because they're in such a frenzy.
Right. So because you got such a good roll, if you would like a different action, you can absolutely take it. The illusion would work on almost anything else, but again, because these creatures are literally too stupid because of their blind frenzy rage, the hell chickens will probably not be distracted.
Okay, Jeff, I would have done this a little different. This is just a taste thing. Not that what you've done here is wrong. You just basically said to Cat, because you know this about cockatrices, you know that's not going to work. I would play it a little different, just because to me, I'm not as fixed in my, I would play it. So for example, you had touched on something that I think could have gone a different direction. She wants to create an illusion. You mentioned that once they turn something to stone, then they lose interest altogether and they just move away. So then Cat can then decide, oh, excellent. I create an illusion of a stone direwolf right next to the actual direwolf. Does it work? Well, we'll see. Maybe the cockatrices see the stone illusion. They go, okay, there it is. It's stone. We'll come back later and pick at it. We just wanted to turn something to stone. And now we go because we're brainless. That's how I would have handled it. I don't know if that's... I mean, it's just a different way of handling it. Because I don't like the idea of the dungeon master coming in and saying, well, actually... Because I thought it was kind of a cool thing. Hey, I'm going to use this ability. I've got this ability. I'm a new player. I don't know if it'll work or not. But again, I'm not going to start a turn with, if I do this, will this work? I'm just going to do it. Now, she needed more information. New player, my character might know more about these cockatrices. So I rolled my knowledge check. It turns out I know a lot about them. And then I would let her run with that. She says, I know that they... She doesn't have to monologue this. She's like, I know it'll work. And then she creates this illusion. And maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. We'll roll dice, find out what happens.
By anything you put there, because they're already fixated on the big thing in front of them.
Okay, then what we're going to do is we're going to do the old Eldritch Blast.
Classic. Everyone loves it. She's doing the thing.
Got one trick.
It is the banger.
You know, and that's a shame, Kat, because you did try to do something different. I thought it was cool. It was imaginative, especially new people to the hobby. When they get into that character and they start to really get under the skin and see the world through the character's eyes, they start to experiment with non-optimal things. Imagine that. Imagine playing a game where the goal is roleplay, not optimization of the turn. Ugh. And she doesn't get a chance, so she just has to go, oh, no, don't do that. Just do the thing. You're a warlock. Do the Eldritch Blast thing. That's what you do. Just do that every turn. Aren't you excited to come back for more?
For an 8.
Fitzy.
It's okay. It's okay. I gotta back up. Hold on.
You can spend your inspiration token if you want.
No, not now.
Yeah,
No,
let's
don't do
Let's
that.
do that.
Oh no.
Let's do that.
Will not be
She's trying to
defeated.
win.
What we got?
There we go.
19.
19.
Are you
Sounded
hitting the
correct.
damaged one?
And then the damage would be 8.
Nice.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
Hell chicken, yeah.
Hell chicken, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Slams into
You might say cluck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
And with that, Vlodvin, it is your turn again. You
All
do notice
right.
that all of the cockatrices do seem to be distracted by the huge direwolf in front of them.
You'd expect that. They do have dust for brains. So I am actually going to use one of my spells. So one of the spells that I took was Searing Smite, which means when I hit a creature with a melee weapon, it deals extra fire damage. I think it's to roll a d6 for fire damage, and it causes the target to ignite in flames. So should I cast that first and then move up and slap it with the big pointy stick?
Let me double check the spell.
Cool, just to be sure.
I
Absolutely.
think that sounds
Taking it,
fun.
We're spicing them up.
Yeah, listen.
Exactly. Now we got to get the flame grill going.
We are setting up-
Get them on the spit and like.
Everyone's on the same level. I got this ready. We're good
So
to
you
go.
cast it as a bonus
Hey!
action, and then you get to hold it for up to a minute, and the first time you hit a creature, it goes off.
Oh, nice.
So the nice thing is, even if you miss, it's still on your weapon for your next attack.
Oh, very
So
good.
I would say you cast it first, and then charge in and see if you can cook a chicken.
Hell yeah.
Cool. All right, I'm gonna cast it. Do I have to click anything here to cast it? How's that work?
Nope, you should have a little thing that just says cast on your spells, and that'll mark it off as cast.
Cast. Okay. Right, now I'm going to move up. I think. Ooh. Have they all taken a fairly, like. Have they taken any damage, actually? One, three, and two?
Number 2 flew both through the nest of wasps and got hit by Fitzy's Eldritch Blast.
Oh, I'm thinking.
So
I
that is
might
the weakest of
try-
them.
Can I move other 5, 10, 15, 20, 20? I can move. I think I can move up right next to it if I have.
You absolutely can.
Yeah,
You could even
I'm-
go. You could even go next to Direwolf, Braylon.
This is becoming turn by committee. And new players, you shouldn't be taught this way of playing. Very common. We've all done it. Don't do it. I'm about ready to turn this off.
But I still hit it diagonally.
Not a bad idea, actually. Diagonal hit. All right.
Okay.
So from there, then I am going to. All right.
Okay, new players. Very common to get into this near future tense. I'm going to. Try to break that habit, or don't even create the habit in the first place. Just say what you're doing in the moment. I move here. I cast this. I swing my sword at. I strike at. Not I'm going to strike at. No. Just say it in the present tense. Have it be immediate. This is what I'm doing now, not what I'm going to do at some point in the future. Now, I understand that the going to is inserted as an uncertainty marker. I don't want to presume the result of the check before I do the check. So I say instead of saying I hit it, I say I'm going to hit it. But the way that I would propose you teach new people how to play is to say simply, describe the action you're taking. Don't assume the outcome. I swing my sword at the cockatrice directly in front of the direwolf. Then roll. That'll determine whether or not it's a hit or a miss. You haven't presumed anything. But don't say, I'm going to hit it. I'm going to swing. Describe in the present what you're doing. This might seem like semantics to you, but I'm convinced that it does make a difference. Think in the present. You're there as that character in the present. What do you do now. Not what you're going to do. What does it look like now?
Blood's gonna pick up the Warhammer, the old reliable,
Okay.
and just kind of like do a little diagonal kind of sweep at it, and
That worked on the last one.
Yeah.
it did, and that hit
Ooh.
for 19, and see
You-
how much damage,
Absolutely hit with your golf swing.
and hit for
Wow.
9 damage.
9 damage, and then you do an extra d6 of fire.
Yes. Do I get that from the little menu?
You
Or
should
where
be
do I
able to
get
on the
Yeah.
spell click it, or you can just roll a d6. Both
Oh,
work.
right, you are. I can click it here. 2 from Searing Smite.
So you run up and you hit it for 9 plus 2, so 11 points of damage with your sword, or your warhammer catches on fire as you swing it. You smash it down, and in an explosion of scales and feathers, when you lift your warhammer, there is a dead flaming hell chicken sitting there in front of you.
Order up!
Wonderful tenderizing.
Every player's turn, we have to have Matt. Every player's turn. And of course, other players are seeing that, so like, oh, this is how we do this game, and this is great. Ugh.
Please pick up.
Let's see here. It is now the hell chicken's turn. Oh, actually, yeah. Let me roll for each of them. One
There's
of
only
them.
2 left, right?
Yes, remains
Okay.
fixated on the huge wolf in front of it. The other one, sniffing the air, steps forward and attempts to peck Blodvin.
Alright.
Remember,
what's your
negative
AC?
4, negative D4 on everything.
Oh, yes. Thank you for the reminder.
Bane.
Players, remind your DMs for effects like this, because we've got...
Okay, what do I think about this? Players, remind your DM what the effect is. Yeah, I can see how that, in some cases, in some systems, a quick reminder is called for. But try not to have it be distracting or interrupt the flow.
got a lot going on.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
What is your AC? Actually, it won't matter. It rolled
DM, why don't you know this?
a natural 1, attempts to peck at you, lunges forward, sticks its beak into the dirt, pulls it back out, and looks, honestly, as embarrassed as a chicken can look.
Swing and a miss.
I made it a 0.
You did.
Congrats.
Braylon, the other one pecks at you. Let's see, what's your AC? Your wolf AC is actually the exact same as your
Nice.
normal AC.
What is that SVP?
That's American Werewolf in London replica.
That's amazing.
That
Yeah, bring out the toys and do other... I'm out. Okay. What have we learned here, new players? What have we learned? One thing that we've learned for sure is that it's maybe not always possible to rely on the quote-unquote experienced players at the table to tell you the best practices. Sometimes they're the worst. Oh. This was extra history teaching the world, after being sponsored by Wizards of the Coast, of course, how to play Dungeons and Dragons. How did they do? Well, I think they probably got across the idea of what most games are out there. And I lament that a little bit, because some of the best role players you're going to find are people that are brand new. They don't have any bad habits. And if you frame the hobby in such a way as where you really tell them, look, this is an opportunity for a couple hours to step outside of your own skin, all of the dailiness of life that you and I experience, and escape that into this pure escapist type activity where you could be anything. And you're going to be that thing for a couple hours. And as much as you can stay in that space, stay in that character level, you're going to have a better experience. Instead, I see a lot of games where it's just, how can I insert movie reference here? What can I... It's just... It's not... It's a role-playing game. It has elements of other types of games. But it's the role-playing that makes it different. And try not to learn bad habits like Matt was showing us here. Interrupting other players. Here, I'm going to give you a... Here's what you can do on your turn. Here's what you can do on your turn. Well, don't you have this ability on your turn? No, come on. Come on. Play your own character. That's plenty. That's already asking a lot for many of us. I hope this has been helpful for you new players out there interested in learning. We're going to have more of this. Again, you're getting my perspective, and my perspective, which is correct, is that the best part of the game is the role-playing. And role-playing means stepping into the skin of that character and being in that character for as much as you can. And trying not to step out of the character. Even we had an interesting thing happen in this game, didn't we? Where we saw a cat, the player, saying, hey, what is my character? My character might know something about this creature. You can even do that in character. And I think that your games will be better for it. Thank you very much for watching. This has been Table Runner Crispy, taking a look at another game, giving some unsolicited advice, and this time for extra history and learn to play D&D. Thanks for joining me. I'll catch you on the next one.